Hi, I'm Dee Wallace Stone. When we first met E.T. back in 1982, who could have dreamed what his trip to Earth would mean for all of us? This wasn't just a movie. People everywhere were touched by E.T., sometimes in very profound ways. And a most amazing thing happened. E.T. started to get letters, and not just a few, thousands of letters. And they all had one thing in common. These weren't letters to a movie star. These were letters to a friend. E.T. is a movie filled with laughter, excitement, and tears. And so were the letters and pictures that E.T. received. Recently, we visited some of E.T.'s friends who first wrote to him back in 1982. Tonight, you'll meet them as we share their letters with you, and we hope with him.
When I first saw the movie and I saw E.T., I thought he was just cute, and so I thought I'd better write to him, because I liked him. Dear E.T., I love you. I also like the way you scream. I do that to boys who bother me all the time. I am 5 years old. I've seen E.T. 4 times, and I'd like to see it some more. Even 100 times, or maybe 1,000. Love always, Raina Wagner.
Dear E.T., I love you, and I want you to come to my house on Christmas Day and spend the night with me in case I get scared. E.T., I love you. Love, Heidi. Oh, I loved him. He was, to me, he was just the kind of, friend. Somebody that would play with me and take care of me. And when he left, it just really broke my heart.
I've seen grown men in their 30s, 40s, and even 50s crying their eyes out. This movie really touches your heart and makes you really care about that beautiful little lost alien from the stars. It affects me now just as it did then. It's still magical, it's still wonderful, it's still beautifully done. And it taught one very valuable lesson, that love is truly universal.
When I was a child growing up, I dreamed of meeting life from other worlds. I can remember staring off into the heavens outside my window and hoping, if I wished hard and sincerely enough, that the inhabitants of the planetary system circling the only star I could see through my elm tree would come and visit me. E.T. found that favorite fantasy and let me live it again. You did justice to the dream of a child.
I was sick with the chicken pox. So they tucked me in my bed with my arms like this so I couldn't move and scratch, because I had chicken pox, and I had an E.T. poster up. And I thought I was going to die. I thought it was like they'd forget me there and I was going to die. And then I just remember thinking, well, if E.T. can do it, so can I. I can live.
Dear E.T., you were a great performer in E.T., Empire Strikes Back, and Star Wars. I bet you have more talent than a lot of people. I am encouraged to see you perform in any movie. Love, Michelle. Please write back. I don't know why I thought that he was in Empire Strikes Back or Star Wars.
There was an innocence and truth that was kind of universal about it. It didn't matter whether you were 9 or 90. The dream was true to form. It was something within that dream. It was believable. It had a touch of magic and a sprinkling of stardust, and that's exactly why it crossed all generations.
I'm a 13-year-old boy who used to be closed off to the world. I didn't care about grades. I just didn't care that much about life. Until one day, my mom took me to see E.T., and for the first time I can remember, I cried and I felt happy. I thought about really becoming successful in life. After that, I changed my grades from a D to a B+. Now every time I feel bad, I go see E.T. again. I love E.T. Thank you, Kirk DuPont. I was very 13 at the time. Back then, it was more of an emotional thing because adolescence was tough on me, as it is with many kids. And what E.T. was for me was creatively inspiring. I said I was going to be an artist, and because I saw E.T., I was going to be successful. And now that's what I do. I am an artist, a graphic designer and an illustrator. And movies like E.T. still inspire me.
I think that E.T. affected me subconsciously throughout my life because now I am very open to new things, new cultures. I think that because of this admiration for different cultures and people, I studied abroad and now work with children with disabilities. And I see the beauty and difference.
We all saw E.T.'s healing touch, but sometimes E.T. performed real miracles. Dear E.T. and Mr. Spielberg, I am Tommy's mother. I am writing this letter for him as Tom is 20 and autistic. That means he prefers his own strange world to the real one.
It was an extraordinary thing. I had a handicapped son. He was autistic, and that meant that he just wasn't in this world at all. And the world that he was in was just terrible. It was a frightening place to be. He didn't relate to people. He really didn't know that they felt any pain, or that he didn't know any kind of love or affection. He knew rage, and he knew frustration. We took him to E.T., and he just came alive. He was here. He was here. He understood what E.T. was undergoing. He could see that E.T. was lost, and he was in a place where he didn't belong. And he cried for him. And he was here. He was Tommy. And I'd been waiting 20 years for him. And that's a long time to wait. But it did come, and it stayed. And it enhanced the quality of his life. We did things with him that we never thought was possible. The whole family was like freed.
E.T.'s message has reached people everywhere, and we hope our messages have reached him. So from E.T.'s family to yours, happy Thanksgiving, and be good. Good night.
You